I don't think there was a punchline. Like,
What is your greatest memory or thought in your collaboration and friendship with Robin Williams, either professionally or personally? What keeps coming back to you?
So many. I mean, like if
Yeah.
I was thinking about like a sweet thought, I don't know if I've told this story, but it's funny. It was when I turned 50. Uh, he lived in the Bay Area and I was living in Los Angeles, and he calls me up and he's like, hey B, you can't. I won't be at your birthday, and I'm really sorry. And I'm like, hey, no sweat. It's just a little get together. And then I open up the door, and he was in my house, standing there on the phone, and uh, our mutual friend, this guy Dan Spencer, gave me a remote control helicopter that just was the word fuck, and so it was a flying fuck. That was the joke. So I first flight, it just shoots up, goes right, lands in the neighbor's yard. So I knock on the door, and the guy goes, "Are you Bobcat Goldthwait?" I go, "Oh yeah, hi." He goes, "You're our neighbor." Yeah. I go, I have a the word fuck just landed in your backyard. And they're like, so they laugh, they give me back the thing. I take the helicopter, I start it up again, shoots up again, goes right in the same yard. And they thought it was, they were so, uh, they were starstruck by me, which is pretty funny to think of. But so I go, hey, Robin, go over there and get this. So then he goes over. And then it went up for a third time. And then I was going to send Eric Idle over, but he wasn't down with the game. It would have been really funny if he went over for the third. I'm
that
like,
would
come
have been
on.
the that would have been in the trilogy. That's the third one you want to say.
Yeah, but it's like, it's comedy, man. It's threes. He's like, I'm not going to go over that neighbors. I don't want to,
I
He's
love
he's
Eric.
more of a, Eric is the bigger curmudgeon of the three of us.
I listened to his book on tape. It was just a joy. It really was.
Well, yeah, it's funny. It's like, my daughter and him are thick as thieves. Eric is my daughter's godfather, and I'm like, Eric, we're atheists. Yeah, you can't be a godfather. And he's like, well, I'm her dog father. But yeah, so Tasha and Eric are really close. They're
I
very
could just
close.
hear him say that too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, the dog father. So
so finally, did Joyride feel cathartic as both an expression of your past and your optimism toward the future? And what roads do you want to travel upon as it's laid out in front of you now?
well, I do like the fact that it's a time capsule of where Dana and I are at this point. I don't think I know for a fact, I have no, this isn't, hopefully people watch this, but I know for a fact that a lot of people don't know I'm someone who does stand up. I know there's people that don't know that I'm a filmmaker.
Mhm.
So I like the idea that this is out there, but I also like the idea that it's not it's not cynical. Hopefully because it's about our friendship and becoming friends and putting the past behind us. I'm hoping that it's a little bit on the hopeful side of things, because at this point, I've already done really cynical movies. I mean, God Bless America, I shoot a baby in the first 2 minutes of the movie. So um, I truly believe the most punk rock thing you can do right now is make hopeful movies.
Yeah. True pleasure. True
Well, thank
pleasure.
you.
You're a
Thanks.
philosopher king, my friend.
Oh, I'm the dude from Police Academy. Let's not get crazy. But
You
thank
keep
you.
going back to those things.
I'm glad. It's funny. It's just like, you could probably at this point, and I've talked so much shit about those movies, you could probably get me to do one now, just because it'd be so insane. But it's just, you'd have to do. It's like people will talk to me about a Shake sequel, and it's like it'd have to be a prequel. It'd be. I said the Many Saints of Newark was like Sopranos Muppet Babies. you know.
Did you like that film?
I did, because as soon as it started, it had a tone that was just very mean streets and those kind of movies. So I'm in, even if, I kind of wasn't even thinking about The Sopranos too much. I just like those movies, so.
Well, I know that David Chase is really obsessed with that period in history where the race riots were going on. So for him to use that as sort of a thematic was really fascinating to me. That's what I really loved about it. So
yeah, I think people, are going to complain about anything you make because it's not the movie they would have made.
right.
But I don't think they even knew what they wanted to make, I mean, it's kind of brilliant to hang the whole thing on a guy who was only alluded to, which is so great.
What's your biggest Chicago connection right now? Still Joel, or maybe?
Well, I moved here. I live like somewhere in an undisclosed. I live in the burbs. I'm about an hour outside, but I
did not know that.
Yeah, I live like it's a dead end street with woods.
Nice.
I was feeding the turkeys in the backyard yesterday, and a bunch of raccoons came in, and it's 35 years in LA, and now in the Midwest I'm thin. I'm I've made the joke before, but I'm the Daniel Craig of DuPage County. Who's that skinny guy? Who's that waif?
If anybody could finally achieve the American dream, it would be Bobcat Goldthwait.
Thank you.
Take care.
And I'm so happy you liked the movie. Thanks so much.
I loved it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is Patrick McDonald for HollywoodChicago.com. Copyright 2021.